I recently bought Crab Champions because that's actually been on my radar for a while, and the guy who made it is a fellow Irishman. Some of my favorites are Binding of Isaac, Dead Cells, Risk Array 2, RoboQuest. You know, I've listed these countless times in my other videos, and you know, a lot of these games I've like hundreds of hours in. I played over and over and over again because you know, roguelikes are designed to be played like infinitely. Some of them can be harder than others. Like some of them I do like really well. I have like 100 loops in like Risk Array 2. You know, the other side of the coin, I could play the Binding of Isaac and it'll give me nothing but a half-eaten chicken fillet roll and an unenthusiastic pat in the back and say, go on and fight 15 bosses in a row. But you know, as much as I like these games, I feel like it's starting to get to a point where there might be a bit too many of them, maybe. For instance, like any new state of play or Nintendo Direct or any sort of gameplay showcase, there's always like a handful of roguelikes, and you know, in fairness, a lot of them are different. A lot of them do something new and they look really cool, and I'm always happy to see them. You know, sometimes people will be like, oh, skip, where's GTA 6 or whatever, but I'm starting to feel like kind of at the same time, whenever I see one, it's like, oh, cool. And another one. I feel like a lot of roguelikes now are not doing anything too innovative. I guess it's if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of situation. Like a roguelike is by definition is a game where you start with nothing, you get stuff, become more powerful, and just destroy everything in the game and become the most powerful being to have ever roamed the earth. When the gameplay is just open chests, kill enemies, you know, I suppose like unless it's done very differently, unless the style is extremely unique, then maybe you can keep getting away with repeating that format. It's kind of like Call of Duty, you know, that is a very rinse and repeating. I do like Call of Duty, mostly the old ones, you know. So I made a Black Ops 2 video recently, and I'm planning on making a video on Cold War because that has like a roguelike zombies mode that nobody's ever talked about, and I'm going to be the one to talk about it. Case in point now, this data, this might be the best form of gathering data. This is just like something I observed. So if you go into Steam and you type in roguelike, there's like thousands and thousands, if not tens of thousands of results, and that's a lot of roguelikes, a lot of pixel art little roguelikes out there. But the point is, there's a lot of them. I can't buy all of them, even though I'd love to. I love supporting indie developers, especially this current state of the gaming industry. It's all up to the indie developers to actually make good games and not fire 1,000 people for no reason. There's one I found recently. It's called Curse of the Dead Gods. That one is really unique. It's like Diablo Torchlight style game. It's like mixed with Hades as well. It's got some cool systems, like you turn on light or you know, use torches, because if it's dark you take damage, and you know, also every time you get an upgrade you get cursed. So the more cursed you get, the harder the game gets. It's a really cool game. But the thing that kind of put this thought in my head was a few months ago there was a game called Tenjutsu announced, which I believe is made by one of the producers of Dead Cells, or one of the designers, sorry. And you know, it started off with this 80s like anime inspired trailer. I was like, fuck, this looks sick as hell. What's this gonna be? Then boom, it just cuts to a top-down pixel art 2D roguelike. And again, it sounds like I'm being really critical, and it sounds like I'm a hater and blah blah blah, but I like it. I'm probably gonna get that once it comes out. It looks really fun. It's like a beat 'em up. You know, I'm all for it. I'm gonna play it. But it was the response in the comments that really kind of made me start thinking this, because there were handfuls and handfuls of comments of people basically feeling deceived from the trailer, saying, "Oh, this super cool 2D trailer, and then it's just a pixel art game or something like that." And again, my intention isn't to downplay or invalidate pixel art in any way, shape, or form. I fucking love pixel art. Again, I'm a shill for roguelikes. I'm a shill for indie games and 2D platforms. You know, everything. You know, I love this stuff. But a lot of roguelikes, especially ones produced by Devolver Digital, use these beautiful 2D animated trailers. Like, wow. I'm a 2D animator myself, so when I see this, I'm like, fuck, that must have been really expensive and taken a long time to make. And then, you know, the actual game looks nothing like the trailer. Like, maybe an exception would be Cult of the Lamb. You know, I love Cult of the Lamb. I love the style of it. But a game that recently, actually, unfortunately, the studio just completely shut down was Wizard with a Gun. And this game now, this had a lot of 2D animated trailers beforehand. Like, I think there was like 3 or 4 or something like that. They're gone. That game didn't sell well, which is very unfortunate. I hate to see studios shut down and, you know, people's hard work, especially in the current state of the industry with fucking Microsoft just shutting everything down. But then the gameplay, it's basically like Cult of the Lamb and Don't Starve, and you know, it's got a different art style to the trailers. And you know, the point is, and actually a YouTuber called Derek Liu, actually I watched, he made a pretty good video discussing the whole matter about the trailers. Like if studios are going to spend a fortune on making a 2D animated trailer before the game even comes out, then there's a high chance that if the game doesn't sell well, that they're going to be bankrupt. And you know, I'm not a financial guy, I'm just repeating what others have said, and you know, some observations. Like, you spend a lot of money, the game doesn't do well, then it's kind of a waste. But yeah, this is a whole other kind of bit of a rant, but it's still falling in line with the whole conversation about too many roguelikes, because Devolver Digital are like greenlighting roguelikes every 2 seconds. This obviously doesn't just apply to indie games and 2D games and stuff. It applies to AAA games, like, for example, the wonderfully infamous Concord. I love filming here because a train goes by every fucking 2 seconds. That's cool. But yeah, Concord, you know, rest in peace, maybe, apparently might be coming back. That had this fucking stupid, extravagant, Marvel-ass trailer beforehand with all the cool quips and one-liners, and then it cuts to a hero shooter, you know, one of the best genres in the world where there is totally not enough of, and all of them are good. A lot of AAA games will have a big-ass trailer announcing something, and then 5 years later the game maybe comes out. Everyone should just do what Bethesda used to do for like Fallout 4, where they announced Fallout 5 and then like 3 months later it comes out. Majority of people, obviously there's going to be like people like me who's going to eat it up, like, but you know, some people, you know, watching a state of play, they're just gonna like brush that shit off and be like, not for me, I want GTA 6. What I don't want to happen, I really don't want to happen, is what happened to Wizard with a Gun. Studio shuts down because it didn't sell enough copies. I don't know who's at fault here. Is it me for not buying it? Is it you for not buying it? Because roguelike games are, you know, I love them a lot. I don't like seeing them fail. I like to see them succeed. Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is a bit of a ranty video. I'm going to have more organized reviews coming out soon. You could completely disagree with me. Comment down below if you agree with anything I said, or if I'm just yapping about nothing to nobody. Until then, I will see you in the next video when I return. Good luck.